Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Gibson, and welcome back to the Be Unhackable Book Club. And today we are on day 28. As you can see, we're almost done with the 30 days, and it's very, very important that you finish up strong. So this one is about crafting your boon. Before I get into the discussion that Carrie's going to have, I just want to make a quick side note here. So many of us are told on a regular basis that we need to fit in, that we need to be normal, average, or ordinary. And I want to tell you right now that you're not normal, you're not average, you're not ordinary, you're extraordinary. And you have the ability to accomplish things that only you can accomplish. And that's really where you're at. Let me tell you a quick story again before we turn over some time to Carrie. I have a son. He's 13 years old. And this son can fix or make or build almost anything. And it's amazing what he's able to do. As soon as he decides he wants to do it, he actually does the research and figures it out and is able to do it. And his mind just works that way. But when he was 5 years old and he started kindergarten, within a week or two, he got to the point where he would come home and say, I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. And that was a big problem for me because prior to that time, he would see something and he didn't know he had any limitations. And he would just go and accomplish and make things happen. And what had changed? He was being told to do what the other people were doing at school, to fit in, to be like everybody else. And he didn't think like everybody else. He didn't learn like everybody else. He wasn't like everybody else. And because of that, he was being limited. He was getting to the point where he couldn't accomplish what he needed to do because he was trying to fit in to the script that everybody else was being given, and he didn't fit in. So we pulled him back out of school and we started working with him. And the amazing thing was that as we put him back into his own script and allowed him to learn and progress and do as he was able to do, he's been able to accomplish amazing things. He decided he wanted to create a computer, to build a computer, and he did. Last night he was actually soldering to practice soldering to create these computer boards and these computer board electronics. And he's just doing all this stuff because he doesn't know he has limitations, because he really doesn't. He's extraordinary in his own way. And by giving him that ability, there's great power. And so what I want to do is give you that same ability to truly become unhackable by reaching your boon. Let's start with Carrie's discussion here.
Hey, are you following someone else's script or are you following your own? We're in Unhackable Day 28, the 30-day book club, and Day 28 is called Craft Your Boon. Craft Your Boon. Check it out, folks. Very cool chapter, and here's what it really talks about. It talks about that scene from Walk the Line, Johnny Cash. You remember what I'm talking about? Maybe you saw the scene. He's basically auditioning in front of Sam Phillips. And if you don't know the scene, he's playing a song that everybody has heard many, many times before. The same Jimmy Davis song. And as he's singing that song, Sam Phillips says, "Is this all you got?" And Johnny says, "Is there a problem? Is it the song or the way I sing it?" Sam Phillips says both. But as Johnny Cash is auditioning with Sam Phillips, Johnny's a little bit mad because Sam says, "I don't believe you." And Johnny says, "What do you mean you don't believe me? I come down here singing a song about God and he says I don't believe in God?" Sam says, "It has nothing to do with God. It has to do with believing in yourself. If you had one song to sing before your dirt, would you sing the same Jimmy Davis song that we hear on the radio, or would you sing something real? Because that's the song that truly saves people." That was crazy when Sam pushed him and said, "I don't believe you." But here's the problem. A lot of us are not believing the script that we've chosen to sing in this life. Come on now. I wasn't. Back in 20 12 when Chet Scott, my buddy, called me and he said, Carrie, I see you all over social media. I see you. You're a pastor. You're speaking. And he said, essentially, I don't believe you. And I was offended. I started to defend myself and say, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he said, he said, is your church happy? I said, yeah. He said, is your wife happy? I said, yeah. He said, is God happy? And then he said, you can't take the ring and stay in the Shire. And if you don't know that quote, look it up. It's from Lord of the Rings, but it's fantastic. Chet was exactly right. I was playing a small game. I was safe. I was secure, and I was scared. I was scared, and I did not want to go off script. I wanted to do the script that the world had handed me. Go to this school, get this degree, do this job, get this position, have this title, have this health insurance. Everything's cool. The problem is, everything isn't cool. In fact, 86% of us are in a job that we don't love. And you might say, well, Carrie, come on, that's the way things are. Really, that's the way things are? Listen, folks, I'm not telling you that it's easy to become unhackable, but it is better. It's not easy, but it's better. And so I had to go off script back in 2012. And that's exactly what this chapter is. It's about how to go off script. I tell the scene about the songs of myself, Walt Whitman. I don't know if you remember this, but Walt Whitman has a poem where this is what Dead Poet Society was built on, that movie. And it's all about going off script. And in the poem it says, I sound my barbaric yawp over the roofs of the world. That's exactly what Robin Williams drew out of Ethan Hawke in the movie of Dead Poet Society. He drew out and he said, let's hear a barbaric yawp. Here's what I know, folks. The world wants to silence your voice. The world wants you to march in line. The world wants you to conform. The world wants you to play it safe. And you have been put on this earth for a reason. You've been given a song. You've been given a voice. The question is, will you speak it? Will you say it? Will you go off script? Or will you simply play according to the rules? Now, some people are going to listen to this and say, whoa, hold on. What are you telling us to do? Are you telling us to do against what God says? Are you telling us to disobey the rules? Are you telling us to disobey the laws, this type of thing? Folks, you know what's right. You know what's right. I'm not going to insult you. You know what's right. God's put a conscience within your heart. God's given you a scripture to align. But here's what I know. So many of us are scared. And so we use anything. We use even theology to try to keep us down and in boxes, just like the Pharisees did. The Pharisees used religion to try to keep people in boxes. So I just want to encourage you folks. I believe in you. You know, just today, Tony Hsieh died. Tony Hsieh of Zappos Shoes, if you're not familiar with that. I woke up this morning to my Instagram, 46 years old, Tony Hsieh died. Now, listen, the point is this, folks. He's a guy who went off script. He's a guy, if you look at Zappos Shoes and the whole beginning and the whole selling it to Amazon, that was an entrepreneur who went off script. And I'll tell you what, he made an impact in this world. So I just want to encourage you folks, you can follow your own script. It's got the whole Johnny Cash and Sam Phillips example, but then and so that's what I had to do all these times, is go off script. And I would encourage you, do this exercise. Write down all the times that you've been told to go on script, and then write the times where you've gone off script. The first time you go off script, it's scary. And you know what? It doesn't get easier, but you get better. You get clearer, okay? Because you're going to have to go off script with bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger things. Just today, I was watching something where I know I got to go off script again. It's just the way it is. And so, folks, I want to encourage you to become Unhackable. We're in a 30-day book club. If you've missed days 1 through 28, don't worry. They're free. You can get them. And there's many coaches, Brant's here as well, many other Unhackable coaches who are starting their 30-day book club on December 1st. And you're welcome to jump in theirs. They are free as well. So we are passionate about this message, becoming unhackable in work and life. Be a soul on fire. We have 2 days left, 29 and 30. We'll see you.
So my question for you is, what do you need to do to go off script so that you can reach your boon? What little pieces, what little steps do you have to take? And are you willing to do it? What I invite you to do is sit down here and figure out one thing that you need to do that's not according to the script that everybody's telling you to truly reach your boon. And write that down and make that the next step that you're going to take. This is Dr. Brant Gibson, and this has been the Be Unhackable Book Club Day 28. Tomorrow we will be doing Day 29, and then there will be 30. So after Day 30, I will give you additional information on the other things you can do. This is Dr. Brant Gibson. Have a great rest of your day.